Koanda, Dung Voi Nut. Thursday Kak Sep Dang Nai Ngao Engian Tuk Chat Romau No Luv La Rac Tai Du Mafia Nao Nan. Dep Nai Mong Mo, Tin Hoa Thien Nin D. Hay Zem Den Koi Video Da Xe Tok Ma Tran Dang Ton Nan Dao Dok Ban. Kak Sep Ko Bao Gio Cui Suang Ninja Tukan Truak Mat Va Cam Thay Lan Song Lung Kai Nan Ra Rang. Thursday Min Dang Nai Ngao Engian Tuk Chat La Emoti Loi Noi Doi Doak Thiet Ku Ti Mi Dan Ron Nuoi. Chung Ta Kan Mot Ming So Kola Tan Che, Hup Mot Thia Dao Oliu Song San, Nam Nap Mot Lat Thit Muoi Dat Tien Va Roy Ti Nao Bei Vang Troi Ve, Hong Sixnguin Ban, Vi Doi Ban Te O Yem Kwami Thien Min. That Nuke Koi Va Mia My Lam Saw. On Mko that Sao Phim Chui Nao Chi Cho Tren Mang, Chia Fi Phi Nu the Chuan by Vac Dao Ra Chien Truong Chi Vi Mui Qua Emot Qua Sao Riang, and Hung Tan Sao Tam, Chung Ta Lai Hong Ton Mutit, Cam Deek Truok Sai Catch Ma Thursday Qua Gai Gok Du Duok Nao Nan Trong Bong Toi Va Nem Len Kusiu Ti. Su that ton nan la, mi thien nin, da by tuak gwin kim so tu keep now roy, va dang sao and hung boboc mong emos and sua ma gioi marketing team nim veo dao nuoi tu dung, la emoticoma song engip kong lo lan lung, ton nan va chin zak den tung millimet. Du la emoti ma tran tai du duak van Hong Kong fi bang swang my hey geo sam, ma bang su boc lot. Mo hoi, song ne bao luk va and hung bo oc kin don kaith let not han tin. Ga foot nai day, chung ta se tu te xe tok tsai buk mon jia tau lap lan du de nin tang veo vuk tam qua su that. At Nluvuong 04 men chow qui 6 va kak ban. Chow mung on m den voi chien han trin boc tran the gioi m tuk gai gok not ma kak sep tung chung kien, va nu on m du than kin thep de di den tan kung heng kung ngo hem qua de che tuk fam nai de zem kunau dang tuk su. Jayat de bua and qua min, hey nan nai nut dang ky ken de teep them gon lua cho chung tua lam ra and hung thwak phim chan dong teep theo. Hey dep me and hung ly thiat moi mom sang mot ben, boiv the gioi ma chung ta sap tam nap kong ko cho cho su mong ema udui. De la mot van kuok sin tu bang tien tuoi thok that, noi con nuoi dung su luan leo qua hak, suc man ko kai ton kok va nan quan chien luok lan lung de cha dap len moi gioi han qua tau hoa. Lon toi, kai dua mot ming and veo ming, dung voi nut, boiv Thursday on m dang nut veo bung chin la hien and qua mot kuok che dua vu trang kok leet dang im tam tau tung su song tren ton call. As the echoes of that ruthless global arms race fade, we must first turn our gaze to the sweetest deception of all, a dark reality hiding behind the colorful wrappers of your favorite childhood treat. You tear open a gold-foiled chocolate bar, letting that velvety richness melt on your tongue, completely oblivious to the phantom taste of blood lingering in every single bite. We use this stuff to express love, to comfort our broken hearts, and to celebrate our most sacred holidays. But if you were to stand in the suffocating, oppressive heat of a West African cocoa plantation, the manufactured romance would shatter instantly. There is no magical factory run by whimsical characters singing joyful tunes. There are only calloused hands, rusted machetes, and the stolen youth of children who have never even tasted the very confection they bleed to harvest. They hack away at thick pods in the sweltering jungle, inhaling pesticide-laced dust, bound to a modern-day slavery system that corporate giants conveniently pretend is just a complicated, unavoidable supply chain glitch. The sheer audacity of these multinational conglomerates is frankly sickening to witness. They slap a tiny, meaningless green ethically sourced sticker on the packaging, airbrush a smiling, prosperous farmer on a billboard, and expect us to blindly applaud their hollow morality. They throw pennies at a systemic nightmare and proudly call it a charitable initiative. We are directly financing a cycle of generational poverty and unspoken exploitation. Just so we can have a cheap, momentary sugar rush at the grocery checkout counter. The global chocolate industry is a dark masterclass in psychological compartmentalization, meticulously training us to sever the beautifully molded final product from the agonizing misery of its origin. Every single time you casually snap off a piece of that decadent dark chocolate, you are unknowingly participating in a quiet, brutal transaction where fundamental human dignity is traded for a few ounces of cheap cocoa butter. It is a shadowy system built entirely on plausible deniability, where untouchable executives sitting in air-conditioned glass towers calculate their billion-dollar profit margins, while the actual earth-stained hands doing the grueling labor are treated as nothing more than expendable agricultural machinery. We are eagerly devouring their pain, heavily disguised as our ultimate pleasure. Yet, if the sweetness of chocolate is fundamentally tainted by the sweat of the innocent, the savory elegance of what we proudly drizzle over our healthy meals is steeped in a corruption so deep it rivals the criminal underworld. Look at that elegant, dark glass bottle of extra virgin olive oil sitting on your kitchen counter, adorned with rustic fonts and picturesque images of sprawling Italian estates. It screams sophistication, longevity, and centuries of pure Mediterranean tradition. You gladly pay a premium for it, deeply believing you are anointing your food with the unadulterated essence of nature. What a tragic, laughable joke this has become. The grim truth is that the global olive oil trade is one of the most thoroughly compromised, mafia-infiltrated industries on the face of the planet today. You are not tasting the sun-drenched hills of Tuscany, you are swallowing a calculated, synthetic cocktail of cheap, rancid soybean or seed oils, chemically deodorized to mask the undeniable stench of decay, and artificially colored with drops of industrial chlorophyll to mimic that rich, authentic green hue. The powerful agro-mafia has completely hijacked our innocent pursuit of a healthy lifestyle, turning it into an incredibly lucrative, unstoppable racketeering operation. They laugh at our collective gullibility as they pump out millions of gallons of liquid fraud, shipping it across oceans in massive industrial tankers before slapping a fake, legally ambiguous bottled in Italy label on the front glass. We are essentially paying top dollar for glorified machine lubricant carefully disguised as culinary gold. The honest farmers, the people who actually dedicate their entire lives to pressing real, authentic olives, are being systematically driven into devastating bankruptcy, completely suffocated by a black market of relentless counterfeiters who operate with near-total impunity. This isn't just a minor case of misleading marketing or false advertising. It is a brazen, large-scale robbery committed right in the intimacy of our own homes, a direct assault on our physical bodies and our hard-earned wallets. When we pour that golden liquid into our sizzling pans, we are entirely complicit in a colossal culinary scam, eagerly consuming the toxic byproduct of organized crime. While criminal syndicates quietly dilute the expensive oils in our pantries, a far more violent and legally protected horror is unfolding right now inside the massive, windowless fortresses that manufacture our daily meat. We constantly obsess over premium cuts of salted meats, cured ham, and perfectly marbled steaks, foolishly romanticizing the traditional craft of the butcher while willfully ignoring the nightmarish reality of industrial factory farming. The animals we unthinkingly consume are no longer treated as living, breathing, sentient beings. They are strictly viewed as highly optimized biological units of production on a terrifyingly efficient, blood-soaked assembly line. They are born directly into absolute darkness, tightly confined to rusted metal cages so impossibly small they cannot even turn around, and pumped full of heavy antibiotics just to keep their weak bodies alive long enough to eventually reach the cold slaughterhouse floor. The modern meat industry has masterfully perfected the grim art of the chemical resurrection of dead flesh. By the time that precise piece of pork or beef actually reaches your dinner plate, it has been aggressively injected with artificial saline solutions to falsely inflate its market weight, blasted with toxic carbon monoxide to maintain that deceptive, unnatural rosy red color, and heavily preserved with a deadly cocktail of synthetic nitrates that slowly poison us from the inside out over time. They have literally engineered the living soul out of the animal and quickly replaced it with a toxic chemical soup designed solely to extend retail shelf life and maximize ruthless corporate profits. The plastic packaging features peaceful illustrations of happy red barns and lush green pastures, presenting a grotesque, mocking insult to the animals that live their entire agonizing existence standing knee-deep in their own waste on a barren concrete floor. It is a terrifying display of absolute human arrogance, a clear demonstration of how we have mechanically stripped all empathy out of the natural world to quickly satisfy our endless, gluttonous appetite. We have violently turned the profound, ancient act of taking a life for basic sustenance into a cheap, sanitized, and deeply disrespectful industrial transaction. This grotesque, systematic sterilization of death and agricultural reality ultimately brings us back to the final psychological battleground where all these horrific truths are beautifully masked. The glowing, perfectly organized aisles of your local supermarket. Walking into a modern grocery store is exactly like stepping into a highly engineered, inescapable psychological trap, a glittering, neon-lit matrix designed by the world's most ruthless marketing minds to completely disarm your rational critical thinking. You casually stroll down the massive aisles, entirely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of choices, marveling at the vibrant packaging colors, the carefully composed, soothing background music, and the strategic overhead lighting that makes even the rotting produce look like it was just freshly plucked from the mythical Garden of Eden. But it is all an elaborate, deeply suffocating illusion built on lies. You mistakenly think you are a completely free consumer actively exercising your fundamental right to choose, but the vast, overwhelming majority of those thousands of seemingly different brands are secretly owned and controlled by a tiny, monopolistic handful of monolithic megacorporations. They absolute control the entire narrative, silently pulling the invisible strings of our deepest cravings, maliciously manipulating our delicate brain chemistry with weaponized amounts of hidden addictive sugars, extreme sodium levels, and laboratory-engineered, synthetic flavor enhancers. They do not want to nourish or feed you, they only want to permanently addict you to their garbage. We have essentially become blind, willing participants in our own slow, painful destruction, eagerly handing over our hard-earned money to the very faceless entities that are actively poisoning our bodies and devastating the natural planet. It is finally time to aggressively tear down this comforting, colorful facade once and for all. We can no longer afford the deadly luxury of willful, blissful ignorance, childishly pretending that our daily food magically appears from a pure place of genuine care and natural harmony. The next time you sit down at your dining table to eat, I double dare you to look closely at what is really sitting on your plate. Question absolutely everything, reject the comforting corporate lies, and realize the truth. Ultimately, the terrifying thread connecting the bitter reality of chocolate, the counterfeit olive oil industry, the brutal meat assembly lines, and the deceptive matrix of the modern supermarket is a profound loss of humanity in exchange for astronomical corporate profit. We have allowed ourselves to be comfortably blinded by vibrant packaging and clever marketing, willingly participating in a toxic cycle that exploits innocent children, destroys honest farmers, tortures sentient animals, and systematically poisons our own bodies. The entire global food supply chain has been hijacked by monopolistic megacorporations and criminal syndicates that thrive entirely on our collective, willful ignorance. They have masterfully engineered a system where fundamental dignity, both human and animal, is treated as an expendable commodity, all while presenting us with a carefully curated illusion of free choice and natural bounty. But this grotesque facade can only survive in the shadows of our apathy. By blindly consuming these products, we are silently financing our own destruction and the suffering of countless others. The true cost of our cheap, convenient groceries is paid in blood, corruption, environmental devastation, and the total erosion of authentic agricultural craftsmanship. It is time to forcefully reject the manufactured narratives peddled by untouchable executives in glass towers. We must stop trading our health, our morality, and our planet for momentary, artificially enhanced gratification, and finally acknowledge the dark reality of what we are truly feeding ourselves. True nourishment cannot exist in a system built on exploitation, deception, and cruelty. Every single dollar we spend at the grocery store is not merely a mundane financial transaction, it is a powerful, undeniable vote for the kind of world we want to live in. When we outsource our critical thinking to corporate monopolies, we forfeit not only our physical well-being but our deep moral integrity. Start breaking the illusion today by radically changing how you consume. Ignore the colorful front of the packaging entirely and strictly read the ingredient list and origin on the back. Step outside the supermarket matrix by supporting local farmers markets, prioritizing verified fair trade products, and choosing whole, unprocessed foods over branded synthetic alternatives. Eat consciously by sourcing your meat or plant-based proteins directly from transparent, humane local farms rather than industrial assembly lines. Reclaim your power by researching the supply chain of just one staple item in your pantry this week, and slowly build a diet based on reality, not corporate marketing. Which everyday food item in your kitchen are you going to double-check or stop buying after hearing this? Please leave a comment down below to share your perspective so we can all learn from each other. If this video opened your eyes, please subscribe to the channel to support our work and give us the motivation to keep exposing the truth in our next videos.
Has prompted more countries to explore durian cultivation.
Oh my God, this